Yes, any more questions from Akil?
Jazakallah. Yes, Jazakallah khair for the information. But will be really appreciated if you can, because you already got all the information. If you can make a list of an example book name, author, and the subject of the book, so then we can find out the books and read through. Or we might have to order from abroad. We can order it from abroad.
Okay, I'll try to do that. I cannot promise, but I will try to do that. I have only this week before we get into holidays, so I'll see what I can do. Thank you.
I'm sorry to give you trouble, but it will be really helpful to us.
Dr. Sayyid Tahir, back to you. Anything that you want to comment or anything?
No comments, Dr. Salman, please.
Okay. Going back to Iran, if you have any comments or anything you would like to say? Okay, thank you very much. Then I think we should.
Can I say this more to ICB? When they get, I mean, we've got a list of lectures that are going to be happening every Tuesday. Is it possible that before the lecture starts, that notes can be sent, emailed to us, and then we can follow the lecture and make notes on the lecturer's notes themselves? Is that possible?
Yeah, normally it is the case that we send the reading material first, and the lecture that is prepared, we also send it. But this lecture was that, as you can see, that it was assigned to me 4 days ago, so I tried to do whatever I could. It was not possible to send the papers. The old papers are not in soft copy, they are all hard copies, and I have scanned them, and it's a very big file. If you have the capacity, I can send it tomorrow.
That's okay, Jazakallah. I mean, for future reference, inshallah.
Okay, thank you very much. Assalamu alaikum wa rahmatullah. Thank you.
I have the last questions, please, if you don't mind.
Go ahead, please. Please go ahead.
I have the questions, if you don't mind. The question is, how the absence of the concept of the limited liability led to the undevelopment of the Muslim countries?
Could you please repeat the question again? How the
absence of the concept of limited liability led to the undevelopment of the Muslim countries?
Yeah, well, this is a question I have answered in my paper for the Socio-Economic Journal. This was an objection raised by a scholar. And the fact is that limited liability concept has existed in Islam from the very beginning. You know, in the case of the mosque and a number of other awqat and so on, there has prevailed this limited liability concept. Even in the West, the limited liability concept started with these things only. And the thing is that when you need limited liability, when you have a very large corporation, but when in countries where there is where security of life and property is not ensured, then generally, as the Professor North has indicated in the book, that that businesses will tend to be small. Why? Because people want to hide their wealth. If they bring their wealth outside by establishing a big business, of course they are in danger. So in such a situation, businesses would tend to be small, and In the Western world, after democracy, when feudalism came to an end, and democracy took over, and democratic governments ensured the security of life and property, then there was sort of an encouragement for people to establish large businesses. Society's income increased, there was demand increased, and with the increase in demand, there was need for more greater supply and need for also large enterprises. Also, the railroad development increased the market. Also, this also has increased demand and created a need for large corporations. In the Muslim world, of course, the problem continues to remain, because if the security of life and property had been assured, there would have been an increase in the size of businesses, and this would have led automatically to the establishment of limited liability companies, because in a large corporation, everybody cannot take part in decision making, and therefore people would not be willing to give their capital if in case of if limited liability is not there. So the large corporations demand limited liability, and you can see that as the economies in the Muslim world are now expanding, limited liability has not been a problem, because it has been unanimously accepted by all the fuqaha that limited liability, they allow limited liability. So there was a particular reason for the non-development of limited liability in the Muslim world, and that was the absence of security of life and property. If this was there, the businesses would have expanded, and this limited liability would also have become important. So,
thank you
Were
very
you
much
able to
for
hear?
your patience.
Excuse me?
No question at all. Thank you very much.
Okay. Now, Iran.
This was Iran.
No, this was Lebanon.
I
Now,
see.
Iran, any questions? No questions? Iran, if you don't have any questions, then we will wind up the session.
Do you have questions? Hello? Salam.
Brothers in Iran, your voice is not clear.
Unfortunately, due to some technical problem, we couldn't hear your voice properly, particularly the first part of the lecture. But regarding the stage of economic development, it seems that from the stage of economic development, you mean a stage of economic thought in the field of economic development. I would appreciate it if you let us know that is it considered some stage of
excuse me. Sorry for interruption. Brothers in Iran, would you make a little more distance between your mouth and the mic? Don't be very close to the mic.
Oh, okay. My question is regarding the stage of economic development. And it seems that from this term, the stage of economic development, you mean the stage of economic thought in the field of economic development. We would appreciate economic perspective similar, for example, to Western stage of economic development?
Well, of course, there is some disturbance in the system, and I therefore could not follow your question. So could you, just express your question in 3 or 4 words gradually, so that we can understand what you are saying.
Is there a difference between, you think that there is a difference between a stage of economic thought in economic development and what we traditionally in the literature read as a stage of economic growth or a stage of economic development? The question is that it is conceivable some stage of economic development in Islamic region similar to Roscoe's stage of economic development?
Let me see if I understand your question very well. Because of this noise, are you asking, is it conceivable that the 5th stage of development will take place in the Muslim world? Is this your question?
If it conceivable, yes. In some way.
My answer is that why not? After all, we should not be pessimistic. A great deal of activity is going on in the Muslim world. There is economic development is taking place. Of course, there is also moral decline at the same time, but there is also a consciousness among a number of people that reform has to take place, and a number of movements are working in this direction. There is pressure also on the governments and the societies. Therefore, I don't see any reason to be pessimistic. Of course, I don't say that within the next 5 or 10 years we will be able to see the 5th stage. But also, even the Western world is moving in this direction. They have, from the 1st stage, they have come to the 4th stage, and now a number of people have started emphasizing the elements we have discussed in the 5th stage. So there is no reason to assume that that experience in the Western world will not lead them to the 5th stage, and that the Muslim worlds, after having suffered for several centuries, will also not try to move in this direction. Thank you.
Thank you.
No more questions? Okay, then thank you very much, and thank you, Dr. Chapra, for this inspiring lecture. Wassalamu alaikum wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuh.
Disregard, denigration of dissent. There is not Islam. So while we believe that the secular model has been a curse for mankind, the period in human history, secular model has been dominant. Destruction, exploitation, wars, killing of human beings. Look to the 20th century. In 20th century, over 120 million people have been killed in wars. Only First World War, 15 million. Second World War, 51 million. Another 50 million in smaller wars. This is many times more than all human beings ever killed in any war or warfare or civil wars throughout human history. Today, while we pay lip service to peace, but the frictions and rivalries, look to the Iraq situation. Over 600,000 people have been, innocent people have been killed. Afghanistan, in the name of terrorism. So this is intolerance, this is fanaticism. Yet we say that while we believe that Islam, the integrating force, is the real truth, others have equal right to express their view, to experiment, and it is through healthy competition and dialogue that we can create a better world. So plurality and diversity is part of the Islamic paradigm. Tolerance is part of the Islamic paradigm. And we believe change through rational process, through dialogue. Although, إلى سبيل ربك بالحكمة والموعظة الحسنة وجادلهم بالتي هي أحسن. Not by force. But unfortunately, Muslims are being subjected to force. They are weak. Here they are being accused. So I would like to say that I welcome this question and I say that the Islamic approach is one where on the one hand we should be confident and loyal to our view, but on the other hand we should be tolerant about others, about dissent. In our way is dialogue, discussion, and healthy competition. And this is the way the world would be a better place to live in for all human beings, inshallah. Thank you very much.
Thank you very much for this lecture on comparative economic systems. And I would like to thank all sides. Before we conclude, Dr. Iskandarani, over here in IRTI, I would like to conclude the session, Dr. Iskandarani.
Okay, thank you, Dr. Salman. First of all, let me express my sincere thanks to Professor Khurshid for accepting the invitation of IRTI and for delivering this comprehensive and very informative lecture. And also I'd like to thank the UK Center, Mahi UK Center, for their cooperation to deliver the lecture from their site. Also Dr. Salman for the running the Q&A answer session, and my colleagues from IDB and IRTI who attended and actively participated in the Q&A session, and also all other sites for their active participation throughout this course. An announcement is that next week, inshallah, we'll have a lecture from here, from Jeddah, Dr. Abdurrahman Yusri, who is coming from Egypt to deliver the seventh lecture of this course entitled Public Finance. So I would like to urge everybody to attend this lecture, inshallah. Okay. Thank you very much again, and Assalamu alaikum wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuh.